director of the film In Another Life. Hello, Philippe.
Hello, Arthur. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for finding the time to meet with us. Philippe, I have to start with the obvious question. Year 1991, you meet 6 people in Burundi, and what happened that you decided to make a film about them? What happened that you decided to follow their lives for so long?
It was not a project, like cinematographic project. I was in Burundi for the first time in my life, in Africa for the first time in my life, and I haven't any idea of what was the situation there. I was really naive, and I met them. It was casual. I met them like this, and we used to talk every morning, every night, and after that all the night, and we met each other every day. And one day, the leader of the group, Zorito, asked me to make a film about them, and I said no. And they were really disappointed. And I explained them that for me it was impossible to make a film with them, even if I was with my camera and my microphone and everything, because I didn't know anything about the situation, about them, about Africa, about Burundi, about children living in the streets, and I would make a bad movie about them, and they deserve better than a bad movie. So we discuss every day, and they convinced me to make the film. Because they say, Zorito said, we are invisible, we are inaudible. Nobody can hear can hear us and want to hear us, and we need your film to say what we think about all this, and to share this thinking with the whole population in Bujumbura. So I was totally convinced, and I accept.
So then, in 1991, you started to shoot the first footage, but in that moment, you found out that actually it's not enough, that you want to follow this story, that you want to continue, or maybe you just made this footage, you went home to make a film, and then you wanted to come back and shoot another thing.
No, it was more emotional than that. It was the last day of the first footage. And we say hello to each other, and it was terrible because I knew that it was the last time we see each other. I will come back at home in the comfortable and rich, wealthy Belgium. At this moment and this period, Belgium was rated the richest country, 7th richest country in the world, and Burundi the 7th poorest country in the world. It was really strange that opposite way of rating the countries, and I couldn't let that happen. It was impossible. Etu, he was so cute. He was 9 years old. They were children, and I was an adult. And he stripped my T-shirt. No, I want to come with you. And it was terrible. And I, in a really naive way, I make a promise. I promised them that I will turn back to show this first film in order that they will be the first audience of the film, and we discuss about it. If it was okay, I will manage to to send it to the Burundi's television. And we make this, and we decide. We made this strange promise to make a film, and I remember my exact words, until we are all dead. It was a bit irrational, but strangely, the promise is still alive now.
Gotcha. But did you go to the television? Did you show this footage to the Belgian television or not?
Yes. The three first films were showed first by them, by the guys, and after that it was showed on Burundi's television, and also in Belgium, France, all over the world. But the moral contract I had with them, it was really the pillar of the project was we need to put this film on Burundi's television in order to make them know what we are thinking.
But in that moment, did you believe that broadcasting this film in the television of their country, did you believe that it's gonna change their situation? Did you believe that there's gonna that there's gonna be some people who's gonna help them, who's gonna help to change the situation they live in? Or from the very beginning you knew that actually it doesn't change anything?
For the first film, I was sure that this documentary chronicle about their life will be a beautiful story, because they were so strong, they were so smart. I was sure that they will manage a beautiful life, everybody of them. And also I was sure that this first film will not change the situation, but change the consciousness of the authorities. And it happened. It was really strange, because it's really rare that a film has the power to change the reality. But this time, with the first film, it changed really the reality, because it was connected with a new situation in Bujumbura, with a lot of children in the streets, and the authorities knew that, and when the film was showed out and broadcasted in Burundi's television, the authorities saw the film, discuss about the situation, and they opened 10 houses for refugees for the street children. At this moment, I wasn't aware that the story of their life will be so hard. No. It's with the second film, it was during the Civil War. They were teenagers, full of project, full of energy, and this Civil War break all their project, all their dreams for a better life, and not for them and for all Burundis. It was 40 years of civil war, economy was destroyed, social relationship destroyed. They were part of that generation that fall into that gap of the Civil War. If it was not that Civil War, perhaps their life will be better and also great for some of them.
Gotcha. And actually, Philippe, because what I really liked in your film, what I was really surprised by your film is the fact that, as you mentioned, you presented your characters as the people who are strong, as the people who are survivors, as the people who fight for their rights, for being visible, for anything. And it's really something that surprised me, because when I read the description of your film, that you go to Burundi, that you go to the poor country in Africa, and you present the people who are homeless and then struggling with their life, I was really afraid that there's going to be some kind of poor poverty. And I was just curious, how hard was it for you to find that balance in depicting their situation real in one hand, but in the other hand, to present them not as only the victims of the system and everything, but as the human beings, strong people and strong individuals?
I was really naive, but not on that issue. I was really stuffed about all the documentaries about poverty, about victims in Africa, victims of wars, of poverty, of AIDS, etc., etc. And I hated that. And the film was, for the really beginning, a project to show them as complete fellows, complete people, and not only showed as victims. It's real that they are victims of that system and that historical period. They themselves like victims. And I really don't feel them like victims. They are human beings with they lack everything except intelligence, energy, humor, humorism, comic sense of humor, and I wanted for the real beginning them to be to create a fellowship during the work of the film. And from the beginning, we worked together. We discussed together how to make the film, what kind of film to make. They are really, we work together. For example, for this last film, In Another Life, all the fiction-like scenes are discussed with them during nights and days, and yes, we have to do this because that, and I didn't want to make them victim of cinema also. It's really important. The first moral contract was to give them an opportunity to exist, and they cannot be the subject of the film. They have to be workers of the film, if you know. Yes, it's like a fellowship.
So during during the whole life, during the whole that time since 1999, you stay in touch, you are contacting each other, or you see each other only in the moment when you go to Burundi, and that is the moment of this intense friendship, and then your bonds are released. How does it look like?
No. We made 4 films, but I went there a lot. I managed to find a job in television in Burundi during 2.5 years in order to see them, to share my life with them. I went there and meet them a lot. And when we are separated by more than 1,000 kilometers, we try to keep in touch with emails, with phone calls, with Skype. We have friends in Burundi that can manage that way to stay in touch.
Yes, and Philippe, in the end, I would like to ask you about one more thing. I would like to ask you about how actually for you as a filmmakers was hard to manage with this emotional baggage that this project brought to your life. We know from the previous film about this terrible moments in the life of the Sixth when some of them died during you were working on that project. How did you manage with that?
Hardly. Really hardly. It's concretely, I don't sleep well every day, and if it's not the day, it's night. I think of them. I'm thinking how they are today, because they can die every day of their life. For example, I had 2 of them at the phone 4 days ago, but in the time we are speaking now, perhaps they are dead. It's really hard to live. But it's a beauty also, because the writer has said that they can die every day, but if they are not dead, they are alive. So we are not dead. Look, we are speaking. So we are alive. So live our life. Live our life every day, every minute, until our death. And it's also a beauty, because it's like it's like a hand, a little help from my friend to live my life every day. I'm alive. I'm not dead. So keep on moving, keep on have project, and keep on smiling, and make love, and make films, and share with people, and also it changed my. It's just now. It changed my life really deeply, because I didn't want to have children. When I met them, I was near 40, and I was sure that I won't have children. And after the footage during the Civil War, there were dead bodies every morning on the streets, and the garbage truck put them in the truck every morning. It was really terrible. I was surrounded by smell of dead. Terrible. And when I turned back in Belgium after 7 weeks, I asked my wife to make a to make a baby. Yes, it's really deep in my. Our relationship is really changing my life deeply.
Yes. Thank you so much, Philippe. Thank you so much for this message. You wanted to add something? Please continue.
Yes, the story is not finished. We have to make a last film about the old time. No, not the old time. About the how to say this in English. Elderness? No, the old age. Well, we miss the last film. When we will be really old people, we will make the last thinking about our life. I hope.
So we're gonna present this film at our festival for sure. So we see each other hopefully face to face with you and your character during the AfryKamera when your film will be finished. This time we see each other through the internet. But Philippe, thank you so much for sharing this message. Thank you so much for this great film, and thank you so much for making the invisible stories visible.
Thank you to share that story and to make it visible in Poland.
Thank you so much. Take care and see you soon, hopefully.
Have a good day, all of you. All the best.